Well, shoot, I forgot to play music. Hopefully my stream doesn't crash this time. Jerk of a stream. Sweet. I think we're live. I think it's happening. Everyone get in here. We're live. Let's do some audio tests in my echoey of a room. Echoey? Echo chamber of a room. Echoey? Echo chamber of a room. All right. I hear myself. How about the YouTubes? While my freaking YouTube short is blowing up, making a name for myself. Apprehensive. They understood what I want to achieve. Still worried about use cases, but I said we can design tests to cover these use cases so you're not having to stress about it. They I could hear the struggle of Brian not getting. We'll leave it there, I think. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. All right. How is it going, my live stream viewers? Hope your Friday is going just as well as mine. I had to come up with a completely brand new software architecture for a client who wanted to use their software. And I was like, no, we shouldn't do it this way. We should do it this way. And I could hear the struggle from within them slowly like understanding what I was trying to achieve. And we're like, all right, we'll let you try it out. We'll let you try it your way, but I swear, any false step and bam, you're getting the axe. Software development is stressful, let me tell you. How's it going, Crypto? Oh, I don't know 100% what I want to do today, but I know I want to do something. I had a YouTube short go, let's say, relative to my other YouTube shorts, go viral, which has gotten me excited to want to do some C++ development. And so I'm trying to decide if I just tinker on my current project here to get it cleaned up, or if I do something new. The only problem is it's a Friday, so if I do something new, I probably won't have enough time to get anything done. Hello, kind sir. I'm finishing CS and been working with PHP for 1.5 years, massively with Cloud Code and AI, thinking about switching to C++. I have a C background. Your thoughts and suggestions. What a question. My thoughts. Well, okay. I think when it comes to figuring out what you want to do, the most important thing is to have a strong interest and to explore, right? You don't want to just be good at one tool, right? You don't want to be good at C++. You don't want to be good at PHP. You don't want to be good at, what are the new kids using? Rust. You want to be good at solving problems. You want to have a fundamental understanding of computer science, right? Big O notation. Do you know when to make the right decisions and when to make the fast decisions to get something done, right? That's a broad general answer. As to your specific question, I don't know PHP. I've heard PHP is pretty cool. I'm not a web dev. I'm a C++ engineer by trade, so a lot of modeling and simulation, like fast processing, many versus many types of situations. But from a bias perspective, I think if you can, whether it's C++, Rust, or Zig's a newer one, right? If you can start to familiarize yourself with how a computer works, then any of these languages become a lot easier to understand and a lot easier to work with. Now, syntax aside, C++ is my bread and butter, right? That's what I made a career out of. I don't think C++ is going away anytime soon, you know. I am just now starting to come across Rust engineers. And those who are like, no, we don't do C++, you know, Rust is the way it's at. Or it's the way it is, right? And, you know, that's fine. Rust does, at the end of the day, it's still a systems language, right? Anything you can do with C, you can do with C++, you can do with Rust. It's just how you go about doing it. I, at a minimum, would strongly recommend at least being somewhat familiar with some kind of systems language so that you are fundamentally strong in how a computer works and how software works, right? That is my over-explained recommendation. And my cat is already chewing up my rug. Are you kidding me, dude? Hey. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. Let's take a look. Let's see where things are at. I know I have some stuff I need to clean up in this project. One of which I think is how I build. Oh, am I on the wrong branch? I might be on the wrong branch. Stand by. Is how I manage I think Android APKs. All right, I'm sorry. I gotta throw my cat out. Be right back. Ridiculous, you twerp. Come here. My cat, to get attention, will attack my rug. I don't know if I can show the rug. I can't. All right. Well, he attacks my rug, scratches it up to let me know that he is hungry. And you're welcome. It's supposedly tough out there. It's hard for me to know because I've kind of been in the industry for a minute. So it's times are changing, but I don't know what's going to remain and what's going to stay, but at least where I'm at, C++ is very much still a thing. All right, so I think I wanted to clean up my Android APK toolchain stuff because I don't think I need it. I had a project I did on stream a minute ago, and it was like, oh, wait a minute. It doesn't need to be this complicated. Let's see here. That's weird. My project is recognized as Java in GitHub because the Android folder has a bunch of Java code in it to compile this project for Android. Anyway, it's my CMake cross-platform tool, I think, that I did this in. And so it's basically, I don't think I need this toolchain. This toolchain does a lot, but I don't think I need it. So how do I want to do this? I can probably open up another window and no one can see it. Okay. That language feature should be selectable by the owner because of how often it gets complex projects wrong. You're not wrong. Absolutely not wrong. You know, I haven't forgotten about that Twitch chat that I was working on, but I don't have a lot of foundational C++ code written to like quickly get the app up and running, and I wasn't sure how entertaining it would be to get that written from scratch. Like, I have some of it integrated with this project now because I moved it over to SDL3 from Raylib. But there's another language called Dart with a framework called Flutter that builds cross-platform applications. And I'm almost wondering if I want to go that route at some point. I'm not sure. I'll eventually have to discover what the audience wants to see once more people start coming in. But for them, in the meantime, I want to get this C++ project a little more robust and cleaned up, prettified, if you will. What are we doing? I want to open up another VS Code window here, which no one can see. I don't know why no one can see this window. Whoop, whoop. Nope, you can't see it. That's fine. You don't have to see it. I'm just going to be copying and pasting. Oh, excuse me. All right, what are we dealing with? Well, that's awkward. That's not the app. All right, what are we dealing with again? I have an Android toolchain file that I don't think I need anymore. And that's because Android NDK home already has a toolchain file. That's right. So in my Docker file, I have Android NDK home that specifies the Android NDK. It has a CMake toolchain file I can use. Where do I live? I'm in the Midwest. Good old smack dab. I'm at like the edge of Tornado Alley in the United States. And I mean, I survived April. I think there was only one tornado scare where I was at in April. Now I got to survive May. May is the next one. Usually it's April and May where it's like, uh-oh. Got to pay attention to those clouds. What are those clouds doing over there? They're not looking pretty. Android NDK. Okay. So yeah, because I have this Android NDK here, I should be able to access the tool chain in the compiler presets for Android right here. So I need to do VC package, chain load, tool chain file. $env Android NDK home. There we go. I think that'll do it. Yep. Take me to America for work, man, my man, and you'll have a bud and grease for your holidays. Yeah, that's seems to be the issue. Is I read about online a lot of people struggling to find engineering jobs all over the place, and a lot of times it's overseas. And I do feel bad. I can't imagine what I would be doing today if what I went to school for did not provide me an opportunity to work. I can't imagine. You know, my entire life changed because I got a job doing what I was strongly interested in. I used to program on the TI-89 calculators so that I could cheat on my math tests back in the day, and my professors would never know because, like, who back then, who knew you could program on a calculator to solve all the problems for you? I did. Now, older me realizes I had to fundamentally know how the math worked in order to program. But the kid me was like, oh man, this is easy. I just enter the values and it gives me the answer. I think I got myself to study without realizing it. NDK. It's yelling at me about this comma. It doesn't like this comma. All right, so I think the best way to make sure something you're trying out works is to delete the thing that you used to do and then make it work. All right, it's gone. So now, will this configure and compile my project for Android? I do need to hop into a... Ooh, do I need to hop into a dev container? I forget. Or do I have it for Windows? Windows, Clang, ARM, Android. Ooh, I can do it on Windows. Let's do it. Boom. Let's see what happens. Is everything going to go wrong? Please don't everything go wrong. The big thing is it has to find the Android NDK and SDK. Could not find the toolchain file. What? Oh, that's fair. I literally just deleted that file. Yeah. That one's on me. So the question is, who's actually asking for that file? Where did I put that? Is it here? So I don't think I need, do I need any of this? I don't think I need any of this. So I need to make sure. So what was VC Package's default Android triplet doing? Because that's basically what I need. And the only reason I'm doing this is to have a release build so that my pipelines run faster. What is this? Android release. Android ARM64, Android ARM64, Android release. So that's literally all this is. Okay. Well, wait. Why do I have a custom triplet then? Do I not need this at all? All right, it's about time for me to hit the delete button. Why do I have custom triplets? x64 Linux release, doesn't that already exist as well? I wonder if this is a holdover of an old copy and paste. x64 Linux release already exists. Oh, because of static. I think I was compiling things statically, so I didn't have to deal with frickin' Windows and making sure DLLs were where they needed to be to run an application. The most annoying thing ever. Having done C++, well, it's not even C++ specific, right? Any kind of application development on Windows desktop and making sure your DLLs are where they need to be in order for you to run your application. Such a pain. But that's why. So I have custom triplets to do static builds. What else? What else? Android. So I do want to copy the VC package triplet for release. ARM64 Android release. Let's copy this. Oh wait, it's already static. What am I doing? I don't need this. All right. It's time for the delete button. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Triplets and delete. Say goodbye. Gone. All right. One problem down. How many more problems can I solve today by deleting a file? ARM64 OSX release. Do I need that? ARM64 OSX release. It's also static. Is this literally the same thing? Is this the same thing? ARM, dynamic, static, Darwin, ARM, really? Oh my gosh, it's the same thing. All right, problem solved. ARM64, delete. Problem solved. Man, I'm solving all kinds of problems today. What else we got? x64 Linux release. I think it's static as well, isn't it? x64. X64. Which is x86. Linux release. Static, Linux, dynamic. Let's see. x64. Static, Linux. Okay. I don't remember why I had these files. And I'm sure I'll find out after I try and get this stuff to build without them. x64 release, static builds. I'm just deleting it. I'm deleting everything today. Now Windows, I think I actually need. I guess I don't. I don't really need. Because Windows, you kind of. Dynamic. Oh, that's right. Windows I might actually need for static builds. Which I'm not even doing. What's wrong with me? Do I need any of these? Let me check out mscriptum. WASM, mscriptum. So this was specifically a release build, but I mean, the less I have to maintain myself, the better. You know, if I was smart, if I was a senior engineer like I claim, I would have left a comment in this file explaining my thought process at the time that I moved these files over. But that would have been too smart of me. Do as I say, not as I do. You're going to see a lot of shortcuts when I do work. WASM. Where's WASM? It does a static build, static linkage, but otherwise it looks the same, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, so mine has this release type. Whatever. You know what? I'm deleting this whole thing. Delete. All right, problem solved. I solved all kinds of problems today. I do need to make sure the presets aren't pointing to anything that doesn't already exist. ARM Android release. I already forgot. Triplets. ARM 64 Android. ARM 64 Android release. So that should be good. I mean, it'll yell at me, I guess. All right, we'll try it. I'm going to create a branch so I don't lose my work. What is this? This is project cleanup. Okay, we'll stage the changes. I don't want to commit until I know everything's compiling. All right, so before it couldn't find the toolchain file, but now it should use a different or VC packages default. Oh, it still doesn't like. How do I cancel this? Cancel. ASIO, cancel. Or, maybe it's already canceled. I need to probably just need to delete the build folder. And reload the windows so that it can reparse the CMake presets. Okay. Make our pets here bigger. Oh, it doesn't make the pets bigger. I can raise the falling leaves, I guess. Wait, are they static? Did I just oh, they fell to the ground and now there's no processing happening on any leaves that have been flagged as falling to the ground, so they don't move anymore. That's funny. Let's see here. I already forgot what I was doing. CMake. Configure. What the hey? Could not find toolchain file. Well, don't look for it then. What? Could not find toolchain file. Android toolchain. Well, yeah, of course you can't find it. I got rid of it. Android / toolchain. Is there something else in my project using? Oh, yep. That would do it. Let's get rid of that. That should be using the VC package toolchain. Configure. All right, something's happening. Something's happening. Playing tidy diff not found. Could not find flex. Well, that seems like a lie. Can't find flex because you should be building flex. Yeah, there's no... Suspicious. Configure. All right. Okay. What's happening here? Why is it doing this? We have a Clang ARM Android debug build. I'm going to delete this again. I didn't make any other temporary changes. Yep, we need this. You know what? Since I removed that, let's do another reload just to be safe. You ever have that moment where you're like you don't know why something isn't working. So you just keep hitting like reconfigure or clean or build over and over again in hopes that maybe it'll fix itself. No? Me neither. Let's see here. This is supposed to work. All right, let's try a release build. What's going on? Why is it not? It's supposed. It's VC package. It's supposed. Oh. Let me do. You know what? Let me just get rid of these temporaries. Maybe I can tell VC package to reconfigure. Yeah, something's telling. We set our language standard. We include our. If we are in mscripten, we find node executable so that we can run our tests. And then we add our subdirectories. I've not had this issue before. Configure project Awin. Removing the CMake cache. Setting the install. It's like VC package isn't run. It's as if VC package isn't running. Because I had a custom toolchain being used that included VC package. And so when I removed it, I forgot to update the Android platform to just use VC package directly. Problem solved. This will work first try. Does it count as first try if I've configured multiple times and it didn't work? Let's say it does. Wait a minute. Am I not live on YouTube? Did this screw up when my OBS crashed? It says I'm live. All right, I'm going to check. It says waiting. Oh, wait a minute. All right, hang on. Hello, YouTube. I see you. I'm gonna check. All right, YouTube is working, but it says I have other streams that are like waiting for me to stream. I want to fix that real quick. Like, as soon as I figure out how. Live. That's so weird. Delete forever. I understand. Hopefully that doesn't delete my live stream as well. Delete forever. I understand. All right, we are cooking. All right, cool. Okay, so how's this looking? Everything is gone wrong. Following variables are not used. Nope, that's good. We're grabbing SDL. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. Our project configured and generated. Oh my gosh, on Windows. Is this gonna work first try? I mean, this is gonna work first try. Let's build. Look at that. Code's compiling. Code is compiling. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Look. Do you see that? No warnings. This is what good code looks like, in my opinion. Code that has no warnings that show up in the output. That is so clean. All right, so it compiled. Will it run? Actually, it probably won't, because part of this cleanup effort is I wanted to clean up how I did the APK compilation. Because I think I have a cleaner way to do this. Where did I put that? I have a build APK script. Do I have that here as well? I don't. So where then does this APK script come from? W0. I'll do you one step further. I add, let's see, where did I put that? And under my compiler options here for CMake presets, Visual Studio. You do no warnings. I do W4, WX, and permissive. So basically, if you put 1 foot, one little character out of line, you will get caught. But this only works if you're like starting a project from scratch. If you try and throw this stuff on like a project that's been developed over 20 years, ooh, don't go there. Do not go there. But yes, I'm with you, Crypto. The best way to get rid of warnings is to not show them. Sir, I think I am way ahead of you there. As soon as I remember where I put that. Where did I put that? Actually don't remember where I put that. Did I not put that anywhere? I mean, I have the Windows flag doing it. That's what this, I think that's what this WX is. All warnings is errors. But there's a CMake flag. Like, I have the compiler flags to do it. WAll, WError. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have a CMake flag doing it. But yeah, that's what WX is, I think. Oh my god, am I not... Wait, am I not treating warnings as errors on Windows? Stand by. I'm pretty sure that's what WX is. Visual Studio WX. flag. Treat all warnings as errors. Woo! Yeah, see, like I said, no warnings whatsoever. But yes, I think CMake has an actual oh. Found it. I found it. See, I know what I'm talking about. I'm way ahead of you. All right. What was I doing before I was distracted by the beauty of my compilation output? I was trying to get an APK built. Okay. So, I gotta find where I put that. Is it just in here? Target. It's a target. ADB install APK. Okay. So I have a APK target. Does it look anything like this one? I guess I can just see if it works. I guess that's step one, right? All right. Build APK. All right. It's doing something. It doesn't like what it's doing, but it's doing it. Build failed with all kinds of errors. This might be a LLM angle. CMake error compiler not set from. Oh yeah, it's still looking for my tool chain. I do remember seeing that. That's in somewhere. What is that? Android slash toolchain dot CMake. It's in the build.gradle files. So, what is this asking for? Do you want to install the recommended Gradle for Java extension? I guess so, if it gives me syntax highlighting. Done? Do I have syntax highlighting now? Plain text. This is, what is this? Gradle. Is that right? What's a KTS file? KTS? No. No. It looks kind of right. All right, so this Gradle configuration I think is set up to run my project or make sure my project builds before it runs. I don't know if I necessarily need that. I kind of want to make this simpler and just have it do its own thing. I'm taking a look at another example I have. Yeah, this looks like it's like 12 lines of code or script. And this one's like a bajillion. It seems overkill. A bajillion's a real number, by the way. Okay, so what is this doing? It sets the build directory, root project. Oh, wait, I'm looking in the wrong. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing. We might be okay. All right, so the issue here is it's looking for the toolchain file of my Android one, but I can't do that. It needs to use the VC package toolchain, which is this line right here. Let's get rid of that. And I guess we'll see if that works. Is that all I need? Build APK. Ooh, it didn't like something. A CMake task is... Oh, it's already running. Let's cancel it so I can see the output. Build. Build failed. Frick. All right, where are we at? What are we dealing with? It doesn't like the fact that Ninja Generator does not support C++. Why is it using an old Ninja? Android NDK. Wait, what? I gotta sit up for this. It's time to take this serious. Hang on. I want to move the mic a little bit. All right. I gotta lean in close. All right, what are we dealing with here? It doesn't like... Ninja. I wanted to use the Ninja that comes with VC package. That's like... Download tools, Ninjas 1.13. So why is it trying to use Ninja 1.20? Is it in my path? It's 1.13. All right, LLM time. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to like dig through and figure out what's going on here. I don't. I'll give it the whole. I'll give it the whole thing. I don't think I need Opus. Gradle is trying to use a Ninja, a version of Ninja I don't think I have. Can it use the Ninja that comes with VC package? I'm wondering if, well, it can't be Android Studio because I have like the latest Android Studio. Hmm. Hmm. The outer VS Code CMake. Oh, it saw something. Like, am I setting something up in here that's pointing it to the wrong? Doesn't look like it. Hmm. Ooh, this might not be right anymore. Am I using Windows Static? I don't know if I'm using Windows Static. Detect host OS to select the correct VC package triplet. I think it should just be x64 Windows or x64. Shoot, I don't remember. CMake target. Nope. CMake preset host Windows. No, it's static. We're good. Linux is release. We're good. I'm not panicking, you're panicking. Ooh. So discover the newest Ninja binary inside VC package downloads tools. And then it sets it as the make program. See, I don't think I didn't need to do this. This wasn't needed for my smaller project, I didn't think. So I don't know why it's needed now. Let's see what it said. VC package is 113.2. The fixes to pass the make program in. Now add it. AGP injects its own AGP Android Gradle plugin injects its own Ninja. Oh, which comes with CMake 322 early in the command. Our value is appended. So is there a way to tell it to just not use the Gradle plugin? I'm looking at a side-by-side comparison of, can I just add this here? I can. Okay, cool. So I'm looking at this. So the other project I work on stream, I think last week, the Twitch chat project to get it working with whatever this is called, Android. Let's make this Gradle. You know, I'm also realizing there's more than one Gradle file. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. What does this look like? Android application version 8.7.3. Ooh. Wonder if this matters, because the other one says 9.0.0. I wonder if that pulls in a different set of like tools. If that's the case, I actually want to I want that. I want this. I wonder if I don't want this. Can I stash this? Can I stash like a single change? Probably do it on the terminal, right? Does that work? I think that worked. I was able to stash. Okay, cool. All right, let's try this again, but with a different Gradle Android plugin version and see if that solves my issue. Configure. Oh, that was just a configure. Oh, wait, we already knew it configures and builds. What am I doing? It's the APK. Build. Something's happening. Build failed with an exception. Build file. Uh-oh. Line 3. Minimum supported Gradle version is 9.1. Currently, version is 8.11. Try updating the distribution URL property in this file to Gradle 9.1 bin.zip. At least it tells you. So, oh, there it is. 9.1. What was it? 1.0 dot or dash bin dot zip. What am I using in my Docker file? Because that should probably match. Docker file. Where are you? Gradle. What? Oh, I guess if it automatically downloads it, it wouldn't be in the Docker file, would it? It would just use Gradle. Well, all right, let's give it a shot. It is a nice error message. I'm always appreciative when it actually like tells you how to fix the problem versus like, hey, it don't work. This thing broke. Let's see here. I guess let's please restart the extension to make the change take effect. Restart. Oh, does the extension automatically download it? Is that how I'm getting it? Well, that's not going to work. I need it in my Docker. Docker doesn't have an extension. I could have sworn I was downloading. I don't know. Okay, let's try it again. Aerials in the sky. When you lose my mind, you free your mind. It was minor stuff. Like, what are we doing? My boss texted me. I had to reply. Oh, we're getting all kinds of new stuff. Could not find. Wait, why is it still trying to find this toolchain? No, did I not? Oh, I stashed my. I'm a professional. All right, let's not make this mistake again. Okay, it has the tool chain for VC package, so now I'm gonna stage that freaking change so I don't lose it again. All right, all right. Pause. This is where I'll make the YouTube short. First try. One sec. Oh, it's already going. Git repositories were found in the parent folder. Would you like to open those repositories? Never. I don't know why it does that. I would prefer if it appeared here. Do I not have it set to not run CMake? CMake configure on open, false. Oh, I don't have it set to CMake.configure on edit. I don't want it. I want to control when I configure CMake, not VS Code. I am the commander of my own destiny until it goes wrong. Let's see. We're getting somewhere. Manually specified variables were not used by the project. There was an error parsing CMake file API. Please open a bug Oh, am I not setting... Hang on. Stand by. Am I not setting the Android flags? Ooh. Am I not setting the Android flags for CMake? That might have been in my toolchain file I deleted. Don't set it there. I set it there in the target. Oh, I'm setting it right here. Ooh, I'm using release. Is that going to be a problem? Do I need a debug and release? Symbol release. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what? Is that not the APK right there? Android release outputs APK. Android. Oh, in my build folder. No, I'm not seeing it there. Maybe it's failing to copy. Hello, how do you pronounce my username? The username is Funnin. Funnin was... All right, wait a minute. Before I say what character Funnin was, because it might date me, I'm not sure. How old is too old to stream? Has anyone here heard of EverQuest? EverQuest. Same as Lego, nice. I like that answer. Funnin was the first MMORPG character I ever played in a video game, and that game was EverQuest. Actually, wait, that might not be true. I might have played RuneScape, the original RuneScape, where you would go to Jagex's website after you sign into AOL.com. I had a RuneScape account, and when I was in school, I started talking to people that played EverQuest. So I signed up for EverQuest, and so EverQuest was like, I think when I was 15 years old, 14, I had a druid named Funnin Spirit Runnin', because in EverQuest, I think once you got to a certain level, you unlock the ability to get a last name. And so Funnin was a druid, and I thought Spirit Runnin' worked, and it kind of rhymed, right? Funnin Spirit Runnin', it kind of rhymed. And he was a druid. I grinded that guy. I don't remember what the max level in EverQuest was. It might have been 60, or that's World of Warcraft. I don't remember. But I grinded him to like 50 something back in the day. It took forever. EverQuest took forever. So I did, let's see, I did RuneScape, EverQuest. What came after EverQuest? It might have been World of Warcraft. I might have just, after EverQuest, I might have jumped to World of Warcraft. I've tried a bunch of MMOs over the course of my gaming experience, but I think it went original RuneScape, EverQuest. Oh, it might have even been EverQuest 2. Maybe I tried EverQuest 2. I don't remember when that came out. And then World of Warcraft. I have heard of MapleStory. I've seen people talk about it like on YouTube videos and stuff, but I've never... I think that was after my time, if you will. Because I pretty much, like, in college, I was pretty much World of Warcraft full-time. Maybe a little too full-time, one might say. But yeah, that was kind of my thing. And now I still hop on every now and then. I really like hardcore classic World of Warcraft. Uh, I've also done games like Elder Scrolls Online. That game's not too bad. I've done the one-off games that showed up and then disappeared. Ion, something like that. You're like a Korean anime character that could fly. Build failed with an exception. Configure CMake rel with deb info. Why is it trying to do rel with deb info? Who told it to do that? I sure as hell didn't. Why is it? All right. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, so I'm going to change. I don't know if I need the debug files or not, but I know this works for another project, so I'll go ahead and turn this on, see what happens. Again, I'm using that debugging practice of can I just reconfigure it and build it and see if it works the second time? Nothing like the definition of insanity, huh? Ooh, yeah. I could see that being tough as a middle schooler. WoW technically came out while I was in high school, but I was into sports big time and really just soccer. I did a little bit of baseball, but I was soccer all year round, football for you non-Americans. And you know, I would travel a lot for soccer because I was okay at it, you know. I didn't do too bad in soccer. I enjoyed it. But yeah, a lot of my time was spent doing that. And then when I got into college and I had the freedom to do whatever I please, I'm like, "Ooh, what's this World of Warcraft game? This is kind of cool." And then I met someone when I was working at a restaurant who did raiding, and I'm like, "Ooh, what is raiding?" And back when Burning Crusade came out, let me try this raiding thing, and I fell in love immediately. Raiding was so addicting. I eventually became a raid leader. I did all that stuff to the detriment of going to school. School may have taken me a little bit longer to get through because of World of Warcraft. But I made it out. Doing all right now. Okay, so generation done. Let's build. I think part of the problem might be if my APK script is designed to do more than just release, that might be the issue. So I'll have to take a look at that script. Because I only have a release build selected, so really I should only be doing release. You're not wrong there. I would literally. Oh man, this does not make it to my parents. Okay, I would get up, get dressed, drive 30 minutes to school to take an exam that had to be taken where, like, you know, you have those classes where it's like you have a midterm or like 2 midterm exams and then one final, and that's the grade. I would get up, drive to school, couldn't find parking, and I didn't feel like walking, so I would go back home, and then I would prep for the weekend's raid. I may have failed a couple of classes because of that. Well, not failed, dropped out. But I kept at it. So then the next year, I do the same exact thing. Wake up, go to school to take that exam. I don't want to. Go home, play World of Warcraft. You do that enough times, and eventually you stop getting financial aid. And then you're really hurting. So what do you do to solve that? The next year, you wake up, go to school, can't find parking, go home, play World of Warcraft. Let's see here. Okay, so that did not fix my issue. Let me check the APK script. Is there a rel with dev info? No. Where is this coming from? All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have the LLM take a look at this so that I can use the bathroom. That way we kill two birds with one stone. Be right back. Hey, don't think I saw you try and blackmail me. Did the LLM fix my problem? Did I make progress by just going to use the bathroom? What did it say? Let me examine the relevant files to understand the build configuration. The problem is clear. When Gradle invokes CMake, it sets the toolchain file to VC package CMake. That makes sense. That's what I want it to do. But never passes the chain load toolchain file. Without it, VC package doesn't know to chain load the NDK's Android toolchain, so no. Okay, so this is a product of when I hit this build APK, it will automatically build my project first. And I don't know if I want it to do that. I think I just want to be able to like build my project and then if I choose to, build the APK. Because in the software pipeline, I can just set that up and then I can document to do that. So I might tell it to remove all that because I'm trying to simplify some of the configuration. This matches what the CMake preset already does. This seems to be a product of having the Gradle build my. Do you guys ever run into this in English? What's the proper grammar here? I don't want to say build. That sounds silly. This seems to be not that the LLM cares. This seems to be a product of having the Gradle build. Of having the Gradle. Okay, how about this? Having Gradle build my. There we go. I'm smart. Project. This seems to be a product of having Gradle build my project prior to building the APK. If so, can we simplify the Gradle configuration to assume the project has already been built? When you know more code grammar than English grammar, dude, you are so true about that. I am terrible at English. And it's not like I couldn't try and become better at it. I just don't have the interest, right? English was never my subject. I was always math and well now programming. Yes, yeah, I'm native. I'm United States. Born and raised, Midwest, United States. Okay. I would never know. You know, everyone seems to type good enough, well enough English, you know? I'm always impressed the many different languages people are able to speak. I know I know enough Spanish, I think, that I could potentially reason with context clues what I'm reading. I can speak it very, very little, and it's all like basic stuff. I barely remember any of it because I took Spanish a lot in school growing up, from like third grade till high school, really. But I never practiced it, so I never like remembered it. You don't really get a lot of Spanish speakers in the Midwestern portion of the United States. That usually ends up a little more south. Okay, so what's happening here? Let me check where the outer CMake build, blah, blah, blah. Good, the plan is clear. Now I'll make both changes together. Remove everything that only existed to feed the external native build. That's what I like to hear. Remove everything. The best kind of programming is the programming that you just have to delete it. You know how you fix tests failing? You delete the tests. All right, both files look correct. Let me mark the work done. Here's what changed and why. Copies the target file Awinpong into its using generators. I'll have to look at this. Minus 74 is a good sign, though. You increased. Yes, I agree with that. That's the best way to increase test coverage. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna remember that one. Let's see here. I want this. Oh, I love seeing this. Look at this. Look at all that red. All that red's just going away. Fewer dependencies needed. Perfect. Okay, let's well, before I stage that, I need to make sure it actually works. Well, if this works, I'm gonna put it back to release because I really don't need dependencies built in debug. I'm not debugging dependencies. They added the APK to the APK target. They added make directory, copy if different. Stage the pre-built shared library into the JNI lib source set so Gradle can package it without running its own CMake configure step. Okay. I don't like that either. I'm going to have to... oh, God, I really don't like that. The problem with a solution like this... Let me open up the actual file. This is why you got to know what you're doing when you're using an LLM. This is hard-coded, right? This is literally like, hey, I need to copy the binary that is produced, or the artifact that is produced by my executable project, which is located here, and place it into the Android folder to build the project. Well, then what happens if I have to, or if I want to create a new project, right? I create a new project and I call this Twitch chat because I want to build a Twitch chat application eventually, right? Because how cool would it be for me to have a program that I built and have it shown on stream and be like, dreaming big, right? When I become big and popular, and I could be like, hey, everyone who I don't know rated in Burning Crusade, 1 in the chat, right, or 0 in the chat. Well, my application can sit there and parse all the JSON coming from Twitch and read. We can like parse all the data, and I'll be able to build charts and stuff like that to interact with chat. And if I get decent with like the Twitch APIs, I could probably build other applications that chat can interact with. But anyway, that was a side tangent. The issue here is every time I build or want to add another application, I have to remember to come into this file and add another option. So this isn't going to work. What would work is having a custom or a post build step to copy. I don't like that at all. I'm checking my other project here to see what it was doing. This might be a solve later. Because I could add a post build. Is that how Android works? Can I not? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And this is my lack of. I'm a C developer. I'm not an Android developer. So this is kind of my lack of knowledge on Android configuration. I'm checking. Oh, it looks like my other project did the same thing. It configures and builds. Only build the app shared library. Skip helper targets. There's got to be another way to do this. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is be like, I don't like this solution. It requires manually editing the apk.cmake file every time I want to add a new application. This should eventually be rolled into a custom CMake function when generating the target executable. In the meantime, can we create a post build option for the executable in Awen Pong /CMake list, please? I wonder if I type too much to the LLM. Like I'm actually talking to someone versus like, hey, just go do this thing. Do it. Do as I command. Now add depends Awenpog to the APK target, so building it always ensures... No! You're not understanding what I'm saying! Dang it! This one might just be a disable. So let me just try this. So the goal here is I should be able to configure build and then build the APK. Let's see, did it actually get copied into wherever it needs to go? It did. It's right here. That's promising. I don't like that it has to do this. I wish I could just put all this in my build folder. I mean, it built. Do I load it on my phone? I don't remember what this thing looks like. So let's see if it'll load on my phone. Bloop. It made that noise. Oh, it's struggling. Nope, we're good. Oh, I have to give it permissions. Okay, there we go. All right, where did this actually get installed? Where was the APK? Oh, it's still, wait, why is it doing that? It keeps like refreshing right here. It went into my build outputs APK release. Okay, so I need to copy that. Dev build outputs APK release. All right, let's copy, download, paste, copy and replace. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Files, downloads, install APK release, scan app. Install. Something went wrong, app not installed. Crap. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I have something else I can do. I think I can just pull up the I forgot about this. I think I can pull up the Android virtual machine and have it on screen. Because we'll probably need to do some debugging. Virtual device manager, Pixel. Is it showing up? Do you guys see the Android thing? Yeah, okay. I think it's there. Sweet. Okay. So then I think what I can do is ADB install, assuming this, you guys can't really see that, can you? Is there a better place to put this? All right, I gotta switch to here. Nope, that didn't, why did that not work? Oh, there it goes. Nope, that's not what I want. I want to move the phone. All right, how's that? I guess that's not terrible, I suppose. Oh, except my vertical display doesn't get to see this. How do I let the vertical people see this? I can add a scene. Add a source. Hang on, my vertical people, I got you. Apparently, people like to watch me vertically rather than horizontally. I don't get it, but hey, teach. Oh my god, there it is. Is that a reasonable size? Good enough for now. I'll worry about it later. All right. All right. So we now have a phone on stream. So that's good. The next step is to try and run the ADB install. which does everything again, which I don't want it to do. Ugh, made a mess. Whoops. Build successful. Is it? It's building. I don't know what it's building. Guess it's not going to tell me, huh? That's not going to work for me. I need to see what it's doing. Let's try this again. ADB install. Installing the APK release via ADB. It failed. More than one device. Oh shoot! I have my phone plugged in. Let's unplug my phone. All right, let's try that again. Cancel. ADB install. That work? I think it worked. Mainly because it didn't work, and it wasn't working on my phone, so there's definitely an issue. How do I uninstall? Uninstall. Uninstall. All right, one more time for good measure, just to make sure. There it is. It showed up. We run it. It crashes. But that's okay, because I've done this before. The LLM can debug this. I mean, the Android tools can help you debug this. But I am not, and I will not claim to be an Android developer. I think I will stage this change. I will stage this change. I'm not sure I need to stage that yet. And I don't think I need this either. Discard. All right. Why is it continuously reloading? Did it not save my configure on edit false, configure on edit open? I'm going to reload my window real quick. Loading configure preset. What is going on? Not had that many issues before. Okay, so where were we? We are going to have the LLM debug this for us. When I try to run... Wait, why is it called Awin? Shouldn't it be Awin Pong? Is that the issue? Should be Awin Pong. When I try to run my app on the Android virtual device, it fails or it crashes upon opening. The app's name is also the app's name is Awin when I was expecting Awin Pong. See what happens. Oh, is that defined in the Android manifest? Is that how that works? We have the APK, the ARM64 folder. We're reading main. Oh, I wonder if this is a holdover from, because I was originally using Raylib for Android. Now I'm using SDL3. I wonder if I've got some configuration mixed up. I think that's what it might be discovering. I hope. Okay, 2 fixes applied. Added include SDL3 main at the top. On Android, this header defines the SDL main, which is the symbol. SDL activities, JNI's bridge called it startup. Without it, SDL main is never exported from the .so, and the app crashes. Okay, let's give it a shot. Whoops, need to compile first, I think. Hi, Trill. What are you doing? You want to say hi? Huh? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. We're getting permission denied issues. Is something? Do I have an app running somewhere? Let's try a clean, I guess. Did someone or something else grab permissions on my files? When in doubt, delete it out. That's what I say just now. Busy? Uh, uh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to close VS Code here and try and delete it elsewhere. Dev. Okay, is it my virtual device? Something has a hold of my files now, and I don't know what's going on. Delete. Try again. Try again. Can't be completed because the folder or file in it is open in another program. I have no programs open. It's just me and the stream. Why can't I delete my folder? There we go. It must have been that second VS Code window. Okay, so okay. Let's get that Android device back up and running. Ooh, this might not work anyway. This is an x64 device. I'll have to build for x64 potentially. Okay, so that is up and running. Let's make the text a little bigger for the folks at home. And let's give this another shot, shall we? Build. Configured, generated, that's good. That is very good. There it is. It's appearing on the Android device. That's also good. I guess let's try and run it. Nope. Doesn't like that. Oh, yeah, that might still be the fact that I'm building for ARM and this is an x86 emulator. The way we fix that is to create a new CMake preset. So we have a x64 Windows host. That makes sense. We have an x64 Android target. That makes sense. Do I already have this option? Oh, I already have this option. Come on, guys. Sometimes I impress myself with my foresight. So I can do it for x64. Or I thought I could. What is it not like? Oh, do I have a custom triplet target? x64 Android? Yeah, I do. The cool thing is I'm doing all of this with C++ 20 modules. That's what all these .ixx files are. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Come here. Come on. So big. How's it going? Hmm? How are you? You say hi to the stream? Hmm? You know. What are you doing? You're so loud, dude. What are you doing? Hmm? What are you doing? You're so loud. I know. Do you want down? Hmm. All right, let's let you down. He wants something. I don't know what it is he wants, but he wants something. Probably wants to be let out in the garage. Hey, something's happening. Ooh. What? Oh, I thought that was working. All right, time to kick on the big guns. Give me some Cloud Opus up in here. The app was still crashing when I try to run it. My guess is, I wonder, I'm probably not like linking or pulling in the plugin, and because there's a way to define like what to load in Java, I think. Is it Java? Haven activity. Right here. So, okay, so it is loading Awen Pog, which would be the DLL or the SO. All right, let's see what it's saying. Let me check the actual crash via logcat to know what's happening. What is it going to try and do? Does it need to... Oh, it's going to fail, I think, because I uninstalled the application. I wonder if it'll figure that out. It's missing the SDL main. I thought you... It included it. How is it missing it? Oh, do I have to link against? No, I should already be. Found the real issue. SDL3 on Android declares SDL main as extern C, but this app's main signature is auto main arrow int, no parameters. Oh, do I need parameters? Oh. Well, I didn't know. I don't know. You know, that I think is where I find the most benefit from an LLM. I like this is something I think I could have eventually figured out, but it would have taken me time. It would have taken me like debugging, stepping through the code, getting the Android SDK stuff stood up. It would have taken all that. The LLM was like, oh, let me just run through a bunch of the code real quick, bunch of the header files. Like, oh, hey, there's your problem. It just saves so much debugging time. It just occurred to me, I have not cooked food for this week. What am I going to do? Something's happening. Do 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 do. What do I want to eat this evening? Nothing really sounds good right now. Okay, so is this effectively working now? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Shouldn't this be Pong? Shouldn't I see something? Unless I got the orientation wrong or something? No? I mean, it's not crashing at least. I guess I could make sure this works on Windows, right? Make sure Pong is actually a thing before I start figuring out if there's an issue. Okay, so this defines the app name. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm going to have to come up with a solution to auto-generate the Android build files per executable. I think that's what this is going to boil down to. Not that I really need to support Android for anything. It's just fun. Let's see here. What is it gonna look? Okay, I need to make sure this is actually running on Windows. So we come up here, we select Windows Release, hit Configure, let it do its thing. It's got to build. It built. I need to compile the project. Look at that beautiful warning-free compilation output. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Potbelly. That doesn't sound good. How far away is that? It actually does kind of sound good. That actually does sound kind of good. An Italian sub. Let's do it. Everything on it. Deal. Send it my way. Perfect. All right. Italian sub for dinner. Okay, so it built. Oh my gosh, this reconfiguring of the presets every time is going to drive me up a wall. Did it build? It built. Shouldn't it have installed? Where did it install? Wait, Android. All right, anyway, it should have gone to build x64 Windows, MSVC release, installed, bin. Oh, did it not build? Oh, I only configured. There it goes. All right. Terminal, bin, all in, Pong. All right. Oh, you guys can't see this. Really? Are we doing this again? You know what? I can show you in a browser because I have that now. Except I don't have it on Windows. I have it in my dev container, I think. Well, this is a good time to test it. All right, we're moving into the dev container. Let's go local. Local. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm already set to WASM. Let's do this. Actually, yeah, I need to reconfigure, don't I? Because I delete the build folder. Oh, yep, that's fair. I need to change my preset. What? I literally just changed it and it still says I'm trying to use it. Stupid freaking VS Code. There we go. Yes, agreed. LLM is automated Stack Overflow answers without the asshole answers. You are not wrong. I early on in my career, I was a what do you call it? A Stack Overflow Andy, and I only ever put or asked a handful of questions when I was desperate because I knew that if I wasn't careful with how I worded the question, no one would ever answer it. They would always nitpick about how I asked the question. They wouldn't give me the answer I needed. And then eventually I just gave up. Well, honestly, eventually I became experienced enough and I learned how to dig in to find the answers I needed, which inevitably ended up like reading other people's code, open source code, that kind of thing. The only problem with that is it would take me weeks or months to figure it out versus trying to find someone who was an expert at it and asking them a question. Because, yeah, you just got shat on every time you tried to ask a question. So the goal here, we're just watching me compile a bunch of stuff. I haven't really written any code yet. I'm trying to get my project into a solid, like, foundational um, software solution so I can build on top of it and not have to like fight with this over and over. Because I have this running in GitHub as actions software pipelines to make sure everything builds. So once I get all this good and cleaned up, then I can find something else to what's the word? What's the word? Procrastinate on instead of writing code. But I do want to. I think I do want to build that Twitch chat app. I think that'd be cool. And there's probably one that already exists, but that's no fun. Well, you're not supposed to tell me that. Now I'm curious. I mean, okay, so I can show you. What can I show you? I don't want just like because like OBS comes with Twitch chat windows, and there's obviously like overlays where I can have Twitch chat kind of scrolling by above my head or something like that. I don't want that. I want a local application on my desktop that I can open up separate from OBS or any other streaming tool that I can just have here sitting on my desktop where I can manage Twitch chat and then also add like little extensions or something to process the chat as it comes in and maybe create little like chart widgets or I don't know, little toys where it's like Twitch can enter a value and move a character around, that kind of thing. That might exist. It wouldn't surprise me because no one has any original ideas anymore, or I don't have any original ideas anymore. Long term, I think what would be really cool is I I I I have a game that I'm writing in Godot, which I am like 90% sure I'm going to move it to just pure C++. Um, it would be cool if I could create a like a web view of the game as I'm developing it and have it just be here in VS Code versus having to like swap between different windows every time. Oh, is that what StreamerBot is? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I don't have original ideas. Even the mobile app that I've been working on over the course of 2 years, apparently there's a not a bunch that I'm aware of, but there's at least two apps I'm aware of that do something similar, and I'm like, ugh. But I've already been at it for 2 years, so I can't stop now. I'm so close to being able to at least release like a base version of it on the mobile store, which will be the first thing I've ever produced as a solo dev. I see why I had a release triplet going, because I don't really need these debug files. You're going low level, Rima? What are you going low level on? How low are we talking? Oh, assembly. Oh, you're going low. I mean, why stop at assembly? Why just do the hex editing, right? Just all you need to do is create a new file here, give it an extension. Let's call it app.exe, and there's probably a hex editor extension, right? Hex. Oh yeah, there's a hex editor extension. So you just start writing your code in hex. Call it a day. I wouldn't tell you to do binary though. That's going too far. How cool would it be to just sit there and write a executable in hex? I wonder what a basic executable is. Did you know that the I think I honestly learned this only a few years ago. But you know, like in C++, C, you have this main entry point. Did you know that that's not the entry point? If you looked at your what is it called? What do you call it when you deassemble or decompile? When you look at the decompilation of your code as assembly or whatever, you see there's like, at least on Windows, there is another main entry point, and that entry point calls your main function. Didn't know that. For the longest time, didn't know that. All right. My WebAssembly compiled or configured. Did it configure? It configured. So now I need to compile it. Why are my... There we go. These things are all kinds of out of whack. Oh, look at that beautiful warning-free output. Sorry. If you continue to watch me, you're just always going to see me get excited by how beautiful compilation code is when there's no warnings. When you grew up in a period of everyone just like wrote all kinds of code, not having warnings is just the most beautiful thing ever. If we look at our build folder for WebAssembly here, I should now be able to right click, show preview. Boom! There. So I kind of want this, but without the web, right? I just want it as like I want it in a tab in VS Code as like an extension or something. But this is all C++. C++ in a browser. Anyway, I showed that, and I don't remember why I was showing that. Okay, pop quiz. How can you execute code before the main is called? How can you execute code before the main is called? I would assume... Oh, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, off the top of my head, I don't know if I actually know that. Because I assume you would have whatever Windows does to, you know, load the code or load your binary into memory. And because Windows injects, when you're compiling, injects that, it's called CRT main or something like that. There's like that top level main function that you're not actually writing. I'm assuming it's calling into that, right? So there might be like a runtime library that's calling it for you from the operating system. Unless you're just talking about like loading a binary and grabbing its symbol and calling it. Okay, so that took care of that. So we're compiled WebAssembly. So I did all that to show WebAssembly, but I don't remember why because I went on a tangent. Oh, I remember why. I wanted to make sure Pong was actually working because if you look at my Android display, it's just a black screen. It's not showing Pong. So I wanted to ask the LLM because my guess is maybe I need to link against OpenGL or GLES and I'm not. And so it's not drawing the graphics. I honestly don't know. My Pong app is not rendering the paddles or ball or text. It's just showing a black screen. Oh, I see what you're getting at, Bearded. Yeah, that works. I'm using Windows right now, so I want to use Linux so bad. I really do. And we are so close. I don't know why, but the monitors that I currently use were not playing nice with Linux. I tried, what did I try? I tried Nobaru, whatever the like modern Fedora is. Nobaru, I think. Nobara Linux. And I've also tried Ubuntu. Like I'm very familiar and comfortable with Ubuntu, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't. None of the operating systems were working well with the monitor. I'm actually having issues with these monitors on Windows as well, just not as much. And so until I switch to different monitors, I can't really use Linux right now. I'm just too many issues. Plus, I really like, at least for me, when I'm doing C++ development, I really like cross-platform development, making sure my C++ code works on as many platforms as possible, which is why if I pull up my GitHub page here, you'll see my actions kind of going crazy. Like these at the moment, this is everything I'm compiling for to make sure my C++ project works. So I'm building for ARM-based Mac, x64-based Linux, on both Clang and GCC, WebAssembly, and I think and Windows as well. And I'm doing Windows as well. I'm not doing ARM Linux yet. I probably should, but I always like to try and make sure I'm supporting as many platforms because then, at least for me, I don't recommend this if you're actually like trying to get something out the door. But for me, if I get all of this in place first, then I can know any code I write if it's going to work for all the platforms or not and all the compilers. Is it? Wait. Okay, the LLM is making sure Pong works for Windows. So you guys didn't see it, but it popped up a window of Pong for me. The app is running. I feel like I've ran into this issue before, and I don't remember what it was because I ended up undoing the changes I made. Is my food here yet? Oh, my food is on the way. About 5 minutes. But if I can get the paddles to work, I'm going to try and load this on my phone. And if that works, then I have successfully cleaned up all of my scripting languages and I can get started on writing code. What magic formats do I play? These days, I am solely Elder Dragon Highlander slash Commander. Right. I have a core group of friends that I regularly play with, probably at least twice a month, every other weekend kind of thing. Which is why I was building the app I was building. I've been playing Magic since 1994. I was a little kid back then, so like playing is kind of I was playing like I had some cards. My older brother got me into it. Uh, I didn't really get into Magic until probably when was Onslaught? It was like Apocalypse, Odyssey, Onslaught, Mirrodin. You were 1 years old back then. I mean, I wasn't like I was older. uh, so I was really big during like the Onslaught block. That's when I started going to like tournaments. I would do local Friday night Magic tournaments. The Mirrodin Kamigawa block was when I went to Grand Prix, and I would, or no, not Grand Prix. I would do pre-releases for Mirrodin and Kamigawa. Actually, I may have done some pre-releases for the Onslaught block as well. Whatever set came out with all the slivers and the dragons, Scourge, Legion, yeah, Legion and Scourge. So I did like Legion, Scourge, all of Mirrodin, all of Kamigawa, Time Spiral. I did pre-releases, and then I also did Grand Prix with the Legacy format. And I used to, oh my gosh, I used to own 4 Underground Seas, 4 Tropical Islands, and 4 Bayous when they were like $25 each. I would be so rich right now. But usually, anytime I go to a tournament with an expensive deck, after the tournament, I would sell the cards on eBay because my thought process was, I'm okay with spending $500 on a deck if after the tournament I sell it and get most of the money back, because then I'm just paying like $20 to $50 for fun, which is like, oh yeah, that's awesome. So that's how I always like convince myself to spend money on an expensive deck. These days, my commander decks. Ooh, hang on. Hang on. Oh, watch out, Trill. Hang on. Which one is it? Is it this one? I have one uber competitive commander deck. I have one uber, like, what is it? Are you familiar with the commander tiers now? It's like tier 1 through 5. So I have one tier 5 deck where my friends and I got together and we are like, okay, let's just balls to the wall. Let's make the biggest, baddest decks we can make. Most of us proxied. I am fortunate to be able to afford at least one of these decks. So tier 5 is basically, the deck is purely designed to win as fast as possible, no questions asked. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about being your friend. I am here to win, and I am here to win now. And so it runs cards like, let's see, this is going to be a Magic quiz for you. See if you recognize some of these. Ooh, here we go. Okay. This is a classic, right? You got Chromox, right? What else? Ooh. Savannah. That's a dual land. It also runs just a bunch of cheap cards, but these are the money cards. Scrubland. Oh yes, it is very spike. Very spike. Like Vampiric Tutor. Oh, it gets better. It gets so much better. I got all the fetch lands, of course. Bayou. Where is it? Where's the real one? Oh, I don't know if this is a money card or not. Ancient Tomb? I don't remember. I've had this deck for a while, so I don't remember how much these cards cost. Oh, okay, here it is. Here's one of them. You want to see a money card. I don't know if you can see what that is. Why do I feel like I'm now becoming a one of those Pokemon card opening streamers? Yeah, look at that. Yep. That's real too. All of these are near mint, by the way. What else? What else? Where is it? I know it's here. This is the most expensive card. This might be the most expensive card I own. Where is it? You think Lion's Eye Diamond's expensive? Wait until you see this card. Yeah, where is it? Oh no, did someone steal it? Oh, it's literally the last card. It's the first card I would have drawn in my next Magic game. Don't tell anyone. I don't know if you can see that. That is a near mint Gaia's Cradle. So yeah, I have I play Magic. That's my special deck. That's the one deck where it's like, all right, everyone, bring your best. So show me what you got. It's pretty complicated, hard deck to play too. It's surprisingly hard. Where am I at? Where am I at? Continue. Oh, is my food here? Oh no, they disappeared. They're on their way still. What kind of Magic do you like to play? Do you do Commander as well, or do you do other types? What pyramid scheme did you start to afford all this? I mean, what can I say? I am a software engineer of 15 years in a low cost of living area, so I do have a little bit of extra income to have fun. I think if I wanted to, or if the time comes, like with the Magic cards, or like they're investments, right? Assuming they at least hold some value. Uh, I feel like worst case scenario, I can always sell my Magic cards and just kind of goof off for a year. I don't think I could actually live for a year on Magic cards alone, but it's always a thought. What is my cat doing? Oh, he's just hanging out. Hi, Joe. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you play Commander? Or do you play what are the other types now? I don't keep up. Oh man. I haven't done pre-releases and drafts in so long. I was actually talking to a couple of friends of mine saying that we needed to go do that again. I used to love doing them. I was terrible. I never won a pre-release, like what was it called? Do you remember it? You would get like a box of, was it like 75 cards and then 3 booster packs or something? And then you would have to build a 40 card deck and compete in a tournament. What platform is showing on the screen? Oh, Android. But yeah, I would do those tournaments. I would never do very well, but I did do a an 8-person draft. It might have been Time Spiral that I did it, whichever set had the futuristic looking cards and the hourglass symbols and the spirals. I think that was Time Spiral. Um, but yeah, I would do 8-person drafts. No, I haven't been to a pre-release in almost 15 years. I was doing all the pre-release stuff when I was like early 20s, mid 20s. And then eventually I had to go to work and then I stopped playing. Now I just do casual Magic. I played back when Ravager Affinity. Does that ring a bell to you at all? Do you know about that? Do you know about that deck? I used to pilot a Ravager deck. That was nearly every card in that deck eventually got banned in some format. All the artifact lands, Skull Clamp, Shrapnel Blast, obviously Arcbound Ravager. Oh, you played after I stopped. So what? So where did you start? Because I didn't really pay attention to any of like the Avacyn sets. Return to Kamigawa, Return to Ravnica. I didn't really pay attention to any of that. I don't even know what sets are out now. Theros. Oh, with the gods. I did play some of that. Not in any tournaments or anything. That's honestly probably close to when I started playing Commander. Carador was like my first commander ever, and I still have him. All right, the LLM is struggling to figure out what's going on here. I might try. I might just move on. It's not. I don't really need this on Android right now. My cat is biting me in my foot. Are you telling me you're hungry? Huh? Are you telling me you're hungry? Or do you want outside? Hmm? All right. I just went to a pre-release earlier today. Actually, the set is called Secrets of Strixhaven. Strixhaven sounds familiar. Is Secrets of Strixhaven new? I don't even know what sets are coming out now. I haven't really kept up. Like, I'm aware of all the alternate universe sets that I haven't really kept up with. They're kind of weird to me. Um, Strixhaven. Is that vampires? Is Strixhaven vampires? Oh, okay. You know, I think you're right. That sounds right. What am I thinking of? Thinking I'm Raven Ravenholt? Is that a thing? I don't remember now. Yeah, I don't keep up anymore. If I want to if I make a magic deck, it's for a specific reason, and I just look up specific cards. I don't really like keep up with the sets anymore. I would love to. Maybe when I have more free time, if I can retire early. Well, this is the foreign. What is this? This is Jaina Proudmoore, World of Warcraft, singing something. Oh, looks like we might be adding some debug statements here. What are we adding? Yep, we're adding debug statements, log statements, object startup, all kinds of log statements, submit commands. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. It's struggling. I swear I've had this running before. I'm wondering if it's not No, no, I don't know what it is, because we should see something. The Windows on startup signal is being emitted, but the connected Lambda isn't firing. The connection must have been lost or never established in the first place. I'm noticing that other object startup emission logs. Memory address, there's no window on startup fired message, even though STL log error should be executing. That's promising, because hopefully it's finding something. Oh, man. Oh, I'm getting the hiccups. Tracking down why the connection lambda isn't firing on startup. Interesting. Unless the signal itself is being move assigned, which should invalidate the core pointer. Wonder why this is an issue on Android, nothing else. So we're adding log statements. The LLM is doing old-fashioned print debugging. Innistrad, yeah, Innistrad, thank you. Yes, that is what I was thinking. Hey, Chikome. How's your evening? You've walked into me trying to get my Pong application up and running in Android again. Don't know why it's not working, so I'm having the LLM debug it for me. And we're also just talking Magic the Gathering, if you know what that is. Oh, and I'm also waiting on my food. But they keep making stops. I'm hungry. I mean, you can try and pick my brain, but do not blame me if you don't find anything. Okay? Show me what you got. Oh, that's awkward. We got Pong running. I mean, the orientation's wrong, but it's running. Oh, the LLM is literally taking a screenshot to verify it sees white pixels. That's insane. All right. How risky is it to click a link from a chatter? You want to make a graphic like this. Oh my gosh, that is a sweet looking graphic. Hang on. I'll open it up in a VS Code tab here so others can see it. That is sick. You want to know how to make that? Like using sound data as a source. Oh, that should be easy, I think, right? So now I don't know exactly. You'd have to look up what the like what format are you going to load, right? Are you going to load MP3 for instance? Because you can like it's turning to be not that easy. Like this is just X and Y axis, right? It's not three-dimensional. Because what I would do is first of all, I would use a open source library that can load an audio file. Oh, it's 3D. Um, it's 3D. What are the dimensions? Time. amplitude. What's the other dimension? Frequency? Is that what it is? So what I would do is you find an open source library that will load the file. I'm sure something like FFmpeg could do it, but that's probably heavy-handed, right? OpenAL probably can do it, and I'm sure there's other open source audio libraries. And hopefully they have an API that would give you that data over time, right? Maybe it gives you as, because I don't know anything about audio tracks, but there should be data there that gives you what the values are at every like time interval, or maybe it gives you like how much what the length of the audio is, and then gives you frequency or something like that, right? That you can sample the data you need. And then it's just a matter of using a rendering library to position points. This looks like points, right? That's just points. I mean, you could render them as circles, but I would start off with points. And at that point, it's just a matter of plotting them. You might need to normalize the data. You'd have to play around with it to see how it looks. You're using a Fourier transform fast Fourier transform algorithm to get the Hertz bands and storing them over time in a few loops, but now I notice I just get the spikes, not the cascade that traces the waterfall shapes. I don't know. I would know how to load the file, read the data, and plot the data. I haven't done like fast Fourier transforms in probably 10 years. I couldn't even tell you what they are anymore because it was like I used them in class and then that's it. I've never used them again. I'd have to research. Um, yeah, you'd have to figure out how this data is actually getting plotted. But at the end of the day, you need XYZ coordinates to plot the points, right? But yeah, I don't know. The The Pong game on Android should be rendered in landscape, not portrait. Actually, I think I know how to do that. I don't need the LM to do that for me. I think I can just go into the manifest file and tell it to be portrait, but I don't remember. I don't remember what the API is. Dang it! This is what I get for not being an Android developer. I bet I can do a cheap LLM for this one. I need to render my Android app in landscape, not portrait. There it is, screen orientation, landscape, done. All right, so now I should be able to build. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Let's stop that. Cancel. I need to be on Windows x64 Android. Build. You know, Chikome, it wouldn't surprise me if you couldn't find an open source library that's already doing something like this. Maybe someone's done it somewhere and you can take a peek at how they are doing it. Because you think about it, it's like an audio visualization tool, right? Let's see here. Let's build the APK. Install it. Run it. Why'd that not work? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, like I said, that's kind of it's outside my expertise. I would have to sit and relearn a bunch of math. I would. It sounds like you probably know more than me at this point. So if it's like rendering and stuff like that, I could definitely help with. But audio is not my wheelhouse. Let's see here. All right, let's kick this back on. I rebuilt and reinstalled, but the Pong game is still rendered horizontally on my phone. It's telling you it's done, but it's obviously not. That's tough. I'm not sure. That sucks. Sounds like it's a math heavy. I'm surprised. An LLM can't help you there. Oh, I wonder if I literally have to rotate my... Wonder if I have to rotate what's being rendered. I wouldn't think I needed to. Now, the resolution's probably wrong. But I think that might get ignored for Android. I wonder if there's a vocabulary term for what you're trying to do, and that's why it can't figure it out. Oh. We might be okay. I mean, that's getting cut off. When I found it, SDL is calling set orientation screen origin because it's resizable. Okay, so it looks like it might be an SDL flag. I mean, that's possible. There are better LLMs for like the coding stuff, so that's very possible that it's struggling. It all depends on what data it was trained on. Okay, so it's setting a window hint. Landscape left, landscape right. Interesting. I'm going to have to expose this as a API call then, if that's true. Okay. The SO is built. Let's build the APK. That's built. Let's install it. Run it. There we go. There we go. All right. So now I need to make sure this runs on my phone, which means we need to build this for ARM. Build. Build the APK. Build the oh no, I didn't want to install. Whoops. This shouldn't run. Oh, it runs. Huh. All right, let's try and get this on my phone. All right, let's copy the APK into my download folder on my phone. All right, let's see if this works. Something went wrong, app not installed. What the hey? All right, I'm going to shut down the VM here and see if I can get this to debug it on my phone. I'm building it for ARM. Why would that not install? All right, let me try and run ADB install. See what that does. Oh, that worked. What? So that works. The touch controls aren't working. I thought I had touch controls. Maybe I don't. What are you doing, Trill? You still hungry? Huh. I'll feed you. I'll feed you as soon as my food gets here, okay? They are taking a long time to get here. Wow, we went from like, what is going on? Hmm. All right. Yeah, so I need to. I think I might not have input handling. Maybe I'm skipping some steps here. I've honestly, I haven't touched this project in a minute, so I don't remember where I left it. There's on update. Is key down? Oh, this. That's why this isn't handling. This is out. This is out of date. I got to get this cleaned up. Yeah, so it's just gonna hard code some. Okay, that's why. I thought this was further along than it actually is. Because I'm gonna need to implement my own event system to handle the SDL events. And we will use variants to do that. Not variants. Yeah, variants. I will use variants to handle events in this project. It's very quick. Forwarded is down. Okay. All that's good. As long as it compiles, I'm happy with it. I'm going to push this up. Actually, before I do that, we need to make sure there's no issues with Clang Tidy or format. So we will go into our container. Which is Ubuntu. One thing I don't like about VS Code is all the pop-ups that always pop up in the corner. Every single time, no matter how many times you close them, they always come back. I've always hated that about this. Okay. Let's build this for Clang so that we can run some Clang tools on it. I forget if I ever got code coverage up and running for this. It doesn't look like it. I'll eventually want to put that up there too. What are you doing? Have I not built this for Clang yet? The problem with using a WSL backend in Docker is it's a lot slower to compile because of disk I/O. All right, my cat is driving me up the wall. I'll be right back. Probably grab some water while I'm at it. Come on, dude. All right. My cat already had food. He just wanted me to walk him to it. Ridiculous. You're using Insider's Community. Um, what do you mean by that? Is that Visual Studio? The main reason I'm using VS Code is consistency of development across platforms, right? With VS Code and CMake presets and dev containers, I can sit here on my Windows system and I can build for every platform the exact same way, which is I come in here, I can pick a preset that I want to build for using for C++, and I can be like, hey, I can build for WebAssembly. I can build for Android. I can build on GCC. I can build on Clang. I can build on an ARM system for WebAssembly, right? I can build on all of these. And then if I want to build on Windows, I just click here, reopen folder locally, and then I get the options to build on Windows. If I'm on Mac, I get the exact same thing. So that's why I do that. I mean, I like Visual Studio. I've used it almost my entire career, and it's pretty fantastic, especially when it comes to being able to like debug quickly and stepping through stuff. I just, for the consistency across all platforms, it's almost nearly the exact same thing, right? So that's why I do it. Visual Studio is perfectly fine. I still recommend using CMake to generate your Visual Studio project, or have Visual Studio open your project as a CMake project, that kind of thing. Start getting comfortable with CMake now while you can, especially if you're learning, because a lot of very important libraries and tools make use of CMake, and it will just make your life so much easier down the road if you start getting comfortable with it. But yeah, hmm, I would say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I kind of switched to doing VS Code full time versus Visual Studio. I mean, heck, honestly, I'll show you this project that I have that has all these CMake presets and builds for all these different platforms. Let me stop this build. So on Windows, I can reopen folder locally. So now I'm on Windows. I can come into this CMake extension once it finishes loading. And I also have a Visual Studio preset. So I can click this and it will configure and it will build my dependencies for Visual Studio, and it will run and give me access to the Visual Studio targets. Or I can come in here and you won't be able to see this, but I can open up my File Explorer and navigate to where the Visual Studio project is and open it up in Visual Studio. So I can do both. Yeah, so yeah, varied compilers. So I have currently with this project, um I support the Clang compiler that comes with Android. I support Clang itself. EMCC, which is Emscripten. It's the compiler that turns your binary into WebAssembly. GCC, MSVC, which it's Visual Studio, but it's just the tools under the hood of Visual Studio, like cl.exe, and then Visual Studio itself. So this is actually using the Visual Studio Dev env toolchain. So I support all of those, and I also with Clang. So the different platforms I support, I ARM64 Mac. I can set this up to support the Intel Macs as well if I wanted to. Um, I haven't done iOS. I assume there's a way to do C++ on iOS, but I don't know if that's actually true. I've not done iOS before. iOS is probably more like what, Objective C, something like that. But anyway, so I have this generated for Visual Studio. I can hit build and you'll notice this is Visual Studio output. Like this is MS Build. This is what it looks like when you're compiling for Visual Studio. And it builds, right? Or now I can switch to my desktop view here, I think. Oh boy, I do not have my desktop view set up right. Stand by. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's shrink it. Something like that, right? So I can come into my project here where I configured it with my Visual Studio CMake preset. Come into the build folder, go into the Visual Studio. Oh, my face is covering all of this. Come into this Visual Studio folder that was generated by my CMake preset. And then I should be able to find the .sln file somewhere. Could be wrong. Don't make me look stupid. Open this with Visual Studio 22. And oh, I gotta sign in. I don't have my account tied up. Hopefully it'll let me do this for a sec. But over here, these are all the projects that are being compiled, right? Just like you would in Visual Studio. Build it like normal. Set up your startup projects like normal. And I wonder if I have the tests. I can, do I have any tests? I do have some tests. So I can also run tests, hit build, and it will run all my tests, right? So like my project works for Visual Studio completely. And it will also work in VS Code. Oh, I'm screwing everything up. Stand by. Come on. There we go. All right, let's go back to this view. Yeah, CMake. There are other tools out there, I think, that do this as well. CMake is kind of the de facto cross-platform build tool to use. Project tool, if you will. Especially with all the different integrations that you get. Do you know about VC Package? VC Package, anytime I want to add a new dependency to my project, I add it to this list, and it's going to automatically clone it from GitHub, compile it, and give you the CMake script that you need to link it into your project. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go manually manage any of that anymore. And that's what makes what I am doing possible. That's how I am able to switch between Linux, Android, Mac, Windows, WebAssembly. All of that's made possible by the fact that VC Package handles all of that for you. That's the only way I'm able to like get Pong up and running in a browser. Otherwise, I'd have to do it all myself, which would take forever. Ooh, my food might be here almost. Make fetch, yeah. Yeah, back when I used to do it, I had to go out and find it all myself. I'd have to clone the project or download a script from a sketchy website, or not a script, but like a zip file from a sketchy website, and then try and figure out how to compile the project on Windows and Linux. Don't have to do that anymore. It's VC Package is Microsoft, right? So in GitHub here, $27,000 stars, 7.5K forks. It's like it's updated on the order of magnitude of minutes, right? This is a massive project that has everything you could possibly want to do anything you could possibly want in C++. And so what I typically do is I create VC package as like a submodule and essentially stamp that submodule to a specific tag of VC package. And once I have that, it's just a matter of following the documentation, setting up or like specifying whatever dependencies you want to build your project, and boom, hit CMake configure and go. All right, so I was in the middle of making sure all of my stuff passes Clang Tidy scans. So I need to finish getting that compiled. So while this gets compiling again, I am going to run to my door and grab my food. Let's make sure. So we will CMake configure. So this is VC package running right now that's going to make sure if it hasn't already been compiled, it's going to clone and build all my dependencies and cache it so I don't have to keep doing it. Yeah, these are all, and it also grabs your dependencies, right? Stuff like that. It looks like installing 1 of 15, so it still has to build some stuff. All right, so that's going to build. I'll be right back. I want to grab my food. I am starving. What we got here? Oh, my cat's back. What? You have your own food. What are you doing? You already have your food. A little twerp. It's my food. How do I do this? I want to... Stand by. I got a table right here. I'm just going to reach over and grab a bite real quick of my Italian sub. Hmm. It's going to take a minute. I wonder if I might just push this up to GitHub and have it do it. Oh boy, I'm going to have to clean all this up. It's really thinking about it. All right. Trying to think what I want to do next. It's getting late for me. Hmm. I don't think I want to start on a new project. Wonder if my friends are doing anything. No. Making target all, making target install. Yeah, I think this is going to take a couple of minutes to run just because of the nature of WSL, Docker, and how it integrates with Windows. So it's like a very like tedious, arduous. Is that the right word? It takes a long time. So rather than have you guys sit here with me and watch paint dry, I think this will be a good spot to call it. And what do I got going on tomorrow? I'm busy in the morning. I don't know if I have anything going on tomorrow evening, so I might be back on tomorrow or Sunday evening. I'm hoping to get this project a little more flushed out so that I can start tinkering with some custom applications. Get enough graphics going that I can do that. Like I've already gotten like a small scene graph implementation going using an entity component system to do it for me or to manage all the components of it. So I kind of want to make sure that's good and solid. And then I don't know. Maybe I'll start building or taking the game that I've been making in Godot and start kind of sketching out how I want to turn it into a pure C++ project. I also have a Flutter application I could build. I could build on, or maybe I'll just play some video games. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. Depends what I'm in the mood for. But until then, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It was fun chatting with you. I do enjoy talking shop when I get a chance to. I like to share insight on how I do C++ development. I didn't do a lot of C++ today. It was mostly configuration management, if you will. But this is kind of the work that you need to get done now so you don't have to deal with it later. Hopefully I'll get this cleaned up and I don't have to deal with it again. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for coming by, and I will catch you later.